Hi, Pooja. Thank you for your email. In fact, our quite literally, our thoughts and emails have crossed each other. So, without further ado, let me address the points that you raised in your email. One was, of course, the subject of pricing on the travel agent side, and otherwise, probably as a general guiding line, and of course, the topic of engagement. Over the last 1 month, we've been looking at building a system or building a signature system to increase revenue occupancy average rate for Ranbanka. So that's been our goal. And we were looking at collecting baseline information in order to assess the opportunities and arrive at what we can do or what this framework should be in which we want to complete over the next year, and which are relevant to where we are now contextually and where we want to be in the next 365 days. And this will become a part of our master hotel strategy and action plan, which we will share with you, and which will be actually a document that grows over a period of time. So at the core of this plan is, the four opportunity areas that we were looking at. One is, online visibility, bookability, lead generation on the direct B2C side, revenue management, dynamic pricing, and demand management, demand measuring, guest engagement, as you brought up on social media and otherwise, with surveys, performance monitoring and growth from a revenue channel and from a market segment perspective. And of course, at the core of winning on all of this, like in any other business, it's about knowing who our competition is and beating them at their game. And while that might sound very cliched, we go about it if we go about it in a methodical way, we are going to be making sure that we are on top of the mind of the customer among the plethora of choices that are available to them in Jodhpur. So the perishable nature of our product is such, of course, that we can't lose at any point in time. Let's go right down to online bookability, the first of our agenda points. How can we stand out from the crowd and be a property of desire? That's one topic to be addressed. How well suited are we for the target market segment that we want to get to, and where are we today? And what strategies can we implement to ensure that we are clearly projecting our property strengths? So there are two aspects of it. One is, how visible are we? What keywords are we going for? Because keywords decide very clearly what kind of audience we're chasing. Is it the volume audience, or is it a certain type of audience that we're looking for? And where are these? What are our target markets? Which market? How are we ranking in these particular markets? So if you see at a very, very broad level, we've got a great SEO score. We've got 385 pages indexed on Google, as opposed to Ajit Bhavan's 290. Ajit Bhavan's a lot more on Bing, but I'm not sure how that helps. If you look at our pay average position, we are at 38. Ajit Bhavan is at 79. So there we are definitely plus. Indana's at about 90. Balsaman's at 90. Ras is at 44. And these are for, and of course, our total site audit score, we're on booking.com site. I guess that they would always do a fantastic job on the SEO part, and our score is 64 when compared to Ajit Bhavan. And this is for certain keywords. The keywords that we looked at was 5-star luxury Jodhpur, palace hotels in Jodhpur, heritage hotels in Jodhpur, resorts in Jodhpur, best hotel in Jodhpur, hotels at Jodhpur. For generic keywords, I took stock just to understand what are the top keywords that drive traffic in India. In this case, we're looking at Bombay, and this is for US, and to see where we stand in terms of our current page rank. And if you see for Bombay, we're at 45. In some keywords for hotels, heritage hotels in Jodhpur, we're ranked number 11, not bad, because our aim is to be organic top 10, top 11. So there we've got that right. On some other keywords, we're probably a bit lower than we need to be, because these are long, volume keywords where the search, for example, hotels in Jodhpur has a search volume of 18,100. On this, our rank at 32 on March 24th, 30 on March 25th, 30 on March 26th. So we have a very data-driven approach. We look at what keywords we want to target. We look at what keywords are driving traffic for our competitors, and then go after them to make sure we get the right customers and have the right position on the page. So here's another bell curve that or a curve that you might want to consider. This is for Bombay. This is how our average page rank is moving for these keywords. This is US, started at 41. On the 22nd, we're on the 27th, we're down to 44. So keywords and ranking becomes an important part. And the second part is, once we get the customer there, are we able to drive enough demand for them? And because obviously B2C is something that we want to address. We've got 800 or about 1,000 nights at best being converted, which are direct FIT customers calling our hotel or booking our hotel. So if we're looking at about 1,000 to 1,100 customers, that includes brand.com. These on a total base of 11,000 room nights that have been sold. I think we're at about 10% direct B2C. So we've got opportunity to grow that. And I think one of the things that we can look at is improving our call to actions with increased flexible design, without compromising on technology, with flexibility to improve our content and still have SEO control. So we don't have all the controls with us when we're on booking.com. This is something that we discussed with Shweta ma'am pointed out to us as well. They're phasing out their support. They don't quite give us, they might be retargeting our customers. We don't have, Google Analytics, the search console is missing. We have limited design on booking.com. So with that, we're thinking about moving on to Simple Hotel and migrating the site without compromising on the SEO. So combined creative data with combined creative and keywords and a data-driven approach, we want to, we believe that we can make this migration and make it more effective for us to drive more leads, because after all, the B2C direct is at 10-11%, and that's a number we can grow. On the OTA side, on booking.com, we're currently number one. On TripAdvisor US, I see that we've got page infos on page 16. So Expedia, we've dropped a few ranks over the last 2 days. So this is again going to be part of our weekly call where we're going to see our visibility on the OTAs. Are we actually growing or not? And that's going to be partly driven by the reputation. Coming back to call to action and customization, something we addressed on the second slide is, here's another example of how I think the page is under-optimized. You see above the fold, the interactive widgets below, it's not visible here on my computer. At least on my computer, it's not visible. You're going to have to go below the fold and you're getting the booking date. So here's where, this is where you want the action on the booking widget, and this is below the fold. So this is something that we can customize with Simple Hotel to make sure that we are really, really optimized for maximum conversions. Another example, our form fills on the wedding page are not there. You see that on Ajit Bhavan, they've got callback, they've got form fill, they've got chats. So we want to be able to talk to the customer. If he wants to raise an inquiry, he must have options to do that. And I think here's where we're going to be able to generate more leads. Right, so that was direct, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. I think this is something that we were discussing, that's pricing. As you can see here, our value index is 1.04. Our current benchmark competition rate is 3,983. This is for the month of April, and our subscriber rate is 3,814, which means despite our competition rate being at that rate, we're selling lower than competition. As you can see, we're actually selling higher than competition in some peaks. There are some bumps here, but otherwise, by and large, you see the competition price line, you see our price line, it's much closer to Airbnb. So we're underselling on the B2C side. And that's because Make My Trip has a 90% rate violation. So this is, again, something that we want to address. Again, you see the same thing with 2,800 sell rate, where it's underselling by 1,300 rupees compared to the competition benchmark rate. In summer, 2,500 and the insider rate. So this is all the coupon discounting that Make My Trip is doing, not at their cost, at our cost. And then, of course, claiming the 20% commission. So this is something that we're looking to curb. Let's take a look at this example. For example, last winter, between the 26th of December to 25th of March, Booking.com had 51% share of the business. And yet, they could not get the lion's share. GoIbibo was discounting us there as well during all of winter. And even then, Booking.com is making the lion's share. Are we cannibalizing the existing business that Booking.com is driving? That's the question. So in summer, I'd be a little more careful because I know GoIbibo was critical in summer. But in winter, I would not allow the rate violation to happen. And to me, evidently, I don't think we will lose market share because we're still going to get the right price from the customer who's wanting to book us in winter without having to give GoIbibo that rate advantage. And I think we've got some other work to do in terms of our product mapping and distribution. So we can see some 22 rates are there on the OTA side that are not mapped internally. We need to make sure that we're fully aware of all the promotions that are happening on the OTA side on the channel manager. So that we have a uniform distribution. And if at any point in time we want to fire the distribution from or fire that campaign from or that promotion from our channel manager, it is very possible. As we grow our channels, I think our distribution needs to have a clear single window where all the promotions reside. What are we arriving at? We're going to be arriving at a data-driven pricing strategy. What do we mean by that? Over the next 90 days, we're going to be calibrating the forecast, a machine-driven price. The forecast will be shared by the PMS with the channel management solution, and they're going to be forecasting the right price. As you can see here, this is the optimum rate that on all these green patches, the revenue management tool is telling us why we should increase our rates by 436, 439 rupees on these dates, and on which days we should go down. Now, when we want to go down, whether we want to increase is our call. But the idea is there leverage to grow our rates? And if there is, then where do we stand? If you see this line here, on several days they're in agreement with our price, but there are opportunities where they're saying that we can go up further based on their reading. Right now, this is not 100% optimized, so we can't update this live here, as you can see the tab. But optimization is happening, and forecasting is going to take another 80 to 90 days. Once this is through, we're going to get a machine-driven price, which we'll be updating from here to our distribution channels. And with that insight, I think we're going to be able to drive our average rates higher. Moving on to guest engagement, something that you mentioned in your email, Pooja. Right now, our engagement scores are about 7%. We're looking to amp this up to a 95, 98% engagement score. We want to work with your PR person so that the usual guest responses, if a guest has just come in on Google reviews and given you a 5-star, the response should be maybe just thank you for visiting Ranbanka Palace. But if there is a more complex response, that will be handled by our team, and we will be sure that we keep the engagement up. The whole idea is twofold. One, that we want to engage. Two, let me take you up there to here, our tab here. You see this is the guest review tab. We have about 5,000 guests checking out every year. And I want all of them to receive surveys from us, like a lot of the large hotels send out surveys. We've got the system, the software to send it out to them and get that to publish so that our total reviews improve. And that is the secret sauce, because we just moved up in Kumaracom to rank number 1. All we did was make sure that the customers were happy. And 8+ is an great average score. As you can see here, 8+ is a great average score. And if you have the volume of reviews, we're going to come back to where we were in December 2017, rank 11. So you see something happened in December 2017. That's why monitoring and data-driven is so critical. Because when you lose rank, you have to take control and climb back up. You can't let it slide one more time. Because once you're down from 10 to 20, it's hard again to come back to rank number 10. So guest experience and engagement is something that we are definitely looking at. That's part of our roadmap. Channel information, like we said, this is the split. Travel agents at 4,600 room nights, e-commerce at 3,800, direct at 2,500. This direct is a combination of weddings, conferences, and all of it put together. This year, we can see that weddings and conferences lost share, and that's why the direct contribution came down, and we're looking to see if we can grow that further. E-commerce marginally improved, travel agents marginally improved as well. But I see that there's too much pressure on this rate. The e-commerce rate is at 5,038. The travel